Galileo Galilei. Introduction. Today, we will learn the powerful and emotional life story of Galileo Galilei, one of the greatest scientists in history. Many people call him the father of modern science. He changed how we see the sky, the stars, the planets, and even our place in the universe. But Galileo's life was not easy. He faced many challenges. People hated his ideas. He was punished for speaking the truth. He suffered, but he never stopped studying and discovering. This is the complete, simple, and clear story of Galileo Galilei. Let us begin. Chapter 1. Early life. Galileo Galilei was born on February 15, 1564, in the city of Pisa, in Italy. Pisa is a beautiful city with a famous leaning tower. But when Galileo was born, it was a quiet place, full of artists, musicians, and merchants. Galileo was the first child in his family. When he was born, his parents were happy but also worried. They were not rich and life was difficult. As a baby, Galileo was calm and watched everything around him. He looked at lights, shadows, and movements with great interest. Even as a small child, he was curious. He wanted to understand the world. Chapter 2. Family background. Galileo's father, Vincenzo Galilei, was a musician and a music teacher. He played the lute, a beautiful string instrument. He also studied the science of sound. He believed that music was not only art but also mathematics. Galileo's mother, Giulia Ammannati, took care of the home. She cooked, cleaned, and looked after the children. Galileo later had 6 brothers and sisters. The family had many problems with money. They often struggled to buy food and clothes. Even though the family was poor, Vincenzo wanted his children to learn. He believed education was important. He taught Galileo about music, numbers, and rhythm. Galileo loved his father very much. He respected him and learned many things from him, especially the idea that nature follows rules. Chapter 3. Childhood dreams. Galileo was a curious child. He loved watching the stars at night. He asked many questions. Why do stars shine? Why does the moon change shape? Why do things fall to the ground? Why do sounds change? He did not always get answers, but his curiosity grew stronger. Galileo also loved building small machines. He made toys that moved. He drew pictures of wheels and gears. He liked playing with balls and ramps, watching how they rolled. These simple games later helped him understand motion. As a child, Galileo dreamed of becoming a priest. His parents wanted him to study religion because priests had secure jobs. But life had something different planned for him. Chapter 4. Education. School in Florence. When Galileo was 8 years old, his family moved to Florence, a large and famous city. Florence was a place of art, science, and culture. Galileo studied in a school run by monks. He learned Latin, Greek, religion, and some science. He enjoyed learning, especially mathematics. Numbers made him happy. He quickly understood geometry and patterns. Studying to become a doctor. When Galileo turned 17, his father sent him to the University of Pisa. His father wanted him to become a doctor because doctors earned good money. But Galileo did not like medicine. He did not enjoy memorizing long lists of plants and cures. He found the lessons boring. Instead, Galileo spent his time studying mathematics and physics secretly. He read the works of ancient thinkers like Archimedes. First, scientific observations. One day, Galileo was inside a church in Pisa. He noticed a lamp hanging from the ceiling. The lamp moved slowly back and forth. Galileo watched it carefully. He discovered that the lamp took the same amount of time to swing each time, even when the swings became smaller. This simple observation helped him understand pendulums, which later helped improve clocks. This moment showed Galileo's great talent. He could learn from the simplest things. Chapter 5. Important discoveries and inventions. Galileo made many discoveries that changed science forever. Here are the most important ones, explained in simple English. 1. The telescope and the night sky. Galileo did not invent the telescope, but he improved it. He built a telescope that could make faraway things look much closer. He pointed it at the sky, and what he saw shocked the world. He saw mountains on the moon. People believed the moon was smooth and perfect. But Galileo saw mountains, holes, and rough surfaces. He saw 4 moons of Jupiter. He saw 4 small stars moving around the planet Jupiter. He realized they were moons. This was important because people believed Earth was the center of everything. But Jupiter had its own moons. He saw many stars in the Milky Way. He discovered that the Milky Way was made of thousands of small stars. Galileo's discoveries showed that the universe was much bigger than people believed. 2. The sun has spots. People thought the sun was perfect. Galileo discovered dark spots on its surface. These spots moved, showing that the sun rotates. This idea went against old beliefs. 3. Earth is not the center of the universe. Galileo supported the idea of Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus said the Earth moves around the sun, not the other way around. This idea was dangerous at the time. Most people believed the Earth was the center of everything. Galileo used his telescope to prove that Copernicus was right. 4. The laws of falling objects. People believed heavier things fall faster than lighter things. Galileo tested this. He dropped balls of different weights from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. He discovered that they fell at the same speed. This changed physics forever. 5. Thermoscope, early thermometer. Galileo invented a tool that used air to measure temperature changes. This was one of the earliest forms of a thermometer. Chapter 6. Challenges and failures. Even great scientists face difficulties. Galileo had many struggles. 1. Money problems. His family was poor. Galileo needed to earn money to support his parents and siblings. He worked as a teacher, writer, and inventor. 2. University troubles. Galileo became a math professor at the University of Pisa. But he was not popular. He challenged old ideas. Other teachers disliked him. Some students laughed at his experiments. 3. Illness. Galileo often got sick. He had problems with his bones, teeth, and later his eyes. 4. Fights with powerful groups. Galileo believed the Earth moves around the sun. But powerful religious leaders said this idea was wrong and dangerous. They believed the Earth was still and everything moved around it. They warned Galileo not to spread his ideas. 5. Trial and punishment. Galileo wrote a book explaining that Earth moves around the sun. This made many people angry. In 1633, the powerful religious court called the Inquisition put Galileo on trial. They forced him to say he was wrong. They did not allow him to teach or write about his ideas again. They placed him under house arrest, which means he had to stay in his home, unable to travel. This punishment broke Galileo's heart. He felt sad and lonely, but he continued writing and studying secretly. Chapter 7. Success and world impact. Even with all the challenges, Galileo became a legend. 1. He helped create modern science. Before Galileo, science was full of beliefs and tradition. Galileo said, "We must test ideas with experiments." This is how modern science works today. His way of thinking changed everything. 2. His telescope changed astronomy. Because of Galileo, people understood that the universe is bigger. The moon is not perfect. Jupiter has moons. The sun changes. The Milky Way is full of stars. These ideas led to new studies of space. 3. He inspired future scientists. Great thinkers like Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, all learned from Galileo. Einstein even called him the father of modern physics. 4. His ideas spread across the world. Even though he was punished, his books and ideas traveled to many countries. Scientists studied his work secretly. They used his discoveries to build a new understanding of the universe. Chapter 8. Later life. Galileo spent the last years of his life under house arrest in a small village near Florence. 1. Blindness. Slowly, Galileo went blind. He could no longer see the sky he loved so much. This made him very sad. But he continued thinking and writing. He dictated his ideas to students who visited him secretly. 2. Writing his final book. During this time, he wrote a very important book about motion. This book later helped Newton develop his own theories. 3. Living quietly. Galileo lived a quiet life. He spent time with his daughter, Sister Maria Celeste, who wrote him loving letters. She was kind, gentle, and supportive. Her letters gave Galileo comfort during hard times. Chapter 9. Death and Legacy. Galileo Galilei died on January 8, 1642, at the age of 77. He died peacefully in his home. He was buried in Florence, but his grave was simple. The church did not honor him because they believed he was wrong. But many years later, the world understood that Galileo was right. Scientists and leaders from many countries celebrated him. His remains were moved to a beautiful tomb in the Church of Santa Croce. Galileo's name now stands among the greatest scientists of all time. His legacy. Today, Galileo's work is used in telescopes, physics, astronomy, engineering, satellites, space travel, modern clocks, navigation systems. Without Galileo, we would not understand the universe as we do today. Chapter 10. Conclusion. Moral lesson. Galileo's life teaches us many powerful lessons. 1. Never stop asking questions. Curiosity leads to discovery. 2. Speak the truth even when it is hard. Galileo risked his life to share his ideas. 3. Learn from nature. A swinging lamp, a falling object, or the stars can teach us. 4. Failure is not the end. Galileo was punished, but his ideas lived on. 5. Courage matters. He stood against powerful people to defend science. 6. Knowledge is freedom. Galileo believed that understanding the world is a human right. 7. Great minds may suffer, but their ideas change the world. Galileo suffered blindness, loneliness, and punishment, but today he is remembered as a hero of science. Final message. Galileo Galilei started life as a curious child watching the stars. He grew into a brave man who challenged old beliefs and changed our understanding of the universe. He showed that truth is stronger than fear. Galileo teaches us that one person, with courage and curiosity, can change the world.